It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown! Good evening, everyone. We are at week 6 of this 2025 Ohio high school football season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm live here inside Breck Bueller Stadium as the Canton South Wildcats welcome in the Orrville Red Riders in this Pac-7 conference matchup. Orrville comes into tonight with a record of 4-1. 2-0 in conference play. They are on a 3-game winning streak, as this is their 4th road game in the last 5 weeks. They'll look to stay hot in their pursuit of a conference title. Canton South comes in with the opposite record of 1-4, 0-2 in conference play. They've had a tough stretch of opponents, as they are on a 4-game losing streak after falling the last 2 weeks on the road against Manchester and Northwest, respectively. It doesn't get any easier tonight as they come back home against the conference leader. This Wildcat team has hovered around the 14 to 16 offensive point output mark all season, but will have to eclipse that 20-point mark if they want a shot at getting back into the win column tonight. We move toward the back end part of the regular season schedule here tonight. We're going to step away for a commercial break, and when we return, we will take a look around at the other games being called on the Q92 Sports Network tonight. Again, I'm Jay Wilhelm, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
At Bank of Magnolia, we have a lot more than money invested in this community. We've invested our time, our interest, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for 125 years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for financial advice or the best rates, look to us at 3221 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Canton. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
At the Gables of Canton, we know peace of mind matters for you and your loved one. Our 74-bed assisted living and memory care community features 24-hour nursing, a 1-story floor plan, pet-friendly rooms, and restaurant-style dining. Located in Canton with strong ties to the community. We're more than a facility, we're family. Visit us at 3660 Green Tree Avenue Southwest or call 330-484-5888. The Gables of Canton, where people matter most.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium in Canton South, as it is senior night. So the Canton South band is coming out onto the field to get ready to welcome the seniors and their parents. And the Orrville football team is out on the field going through their final walkthroughs as they were, I believe, a little late getting to the stadium here tonight. And the Canton South team is back in the locker room, probably getting their final instructions before kickoff here tonight. We got some other games going on the Q92 Sports Network around the area. So we are going to get some game previews on those, as we are going to start with Salem and Alliance.
The 4-1 Alliance Aviators will play host to the 3-2 Salem Quakers tonight here at the University of Mount Union. Kickoff is all set for 7 p.m. Salem, as we mentioned, 3-2 on the year, a couple of losses to start their season to Poland and a very good South Range team. Then they would rip off 3 consecutive wins. They would take out East Liverpool, Canton Central Catholic, and Beaver Local. Meanwhile, the Aviators started the year off with a win at Parma Padua, a loss to Louisville at Mount Union, and then they would win their next 3 games. At Streetsboro, in a very impressive game, they would knock off Ellett up in Akron, and they would beat Canton Central Catholic last week by the score of 42-7. These teams have one common opponent. It is Canton Central Catholic. Salem beat the Crusaders. The Aviators also knocked off the Crusaders. Ron Johnson doing a terrific job with the Salem Quaker football program. He'll have his guys ready tonight. And we know what an outstanding job Aviator head football coach Tim Goodman has done. You know the Flyers will be set as well. You can join me and my broadcast partner tonight, Caleb Norick. The kickoff at 7 p.m. here at Kara Stadium at the University of Mount Union. The Alliance Aviators will get together with the Salem Quakers. And I'm hearing the scoreboard operator could be on high alert tonight. Sam Berkwin reporting for Q92 Radio Network.
Thank you, Sam. It should be a high-scoring affair out there. And now we're going to move to West Branch and Minerva.
It's the feel-good story of the year for Stark County High School football in 2025, the Minerva Lions, who since 2015 have eclipsed nothing but seasons of 2 wins, 1 win, and even 0 wins, have found themselves at 4-1 at the halfway point of the regular season and tied for first in the Eastern Buckeye Conference standings. A big reason for that is their new head coach in Zach Slates, who comes over being the head coach of the last 4 years of the Perry Panthers, turning Minerva into a winner, in large part thanks to Slate's bringing over the wing T offense he used at Perry. Tonight, it's the biggest game in the last 10 years for the program, as they welcome EBC powerhouse, the also 4-1 West Branch Warriors, who are coming off a commanding 48-7 win at home against Howland. Some key names to watch for in this one include West Branch's Swiss Army knife in Jeremiah Thomas, who has ran for over 180 yards and has over 200 receiving yards on the year, and Toledo recruit Gavin Gregory, who's West Branch's leading receiver at 21 catches for 275 yards and a touchdown. For Minerva, listen for the names of Timmy Kirkpatrick and Nate Linkus to be said a lot. They have 1,000 yards rushing combined through the first 5 games of the year. If Alliance loses to Salem tonight, the winner of this one will have sole possession of first place in the EBC. Find out who takes this heavyweight fight with Robert Coleman and I streaming live right here on Q92 Radio's YouTube channel in just under half an hour with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. From Heinz Stadium in Minerva, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Matt. And we are going to step away for another commercial break. And when we come back, we will continue through the pregame show and a couple more of our game previews. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
At Bank of Magnolia, we have a lot more than money invested in this community. We've invested our time, our interest, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for 125 years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for financial advice for the best rates, look to us at 3221 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Canton. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
At the Gables of Canton, we know peace of mind matters for you and your loved one. Our 74-bed assisted living and memory care community features 24-hour nursing, a one-story floor plan, pet-friendly rooms, and restaurant-style dining. Located in Canton with strong ties to the community. We're more than a facility, we're family. Visit us at 3660 Green Tree Avenue Southwest or call 330-484-5888. The Gables of Canton, where people matter most.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium in Canton South as we're moving closer and closer to kickoff, which is scheduled for 7 p.m. We're going to continue through, and now we're going to head out to Lake as the Blue Streaks face off against the Northwest Indians tonight.
Welcome to Lake Blue Streak Stadium, where the 5-0 Lake Blue Streaks get a non-league interlude against the Northwest Indians. The Indians arrive in Week 6 sitting at 3-1 after a Week 5 win over Canton South 24-14. QB Brandon Venables contributed to the Indians' victory with 26-yard rushing TD and a 16-yard passing touchdown and 185 yards total yards passing. Running back Joey Medor had 22 carries for 152 yards and a late fourth-quarter touchdown to help seal the deal for the Indians. Logan Alman also led the team in receptions with 11 catches for 115 yards. The Lake Blue Streaks come into Week 6 sitting number 1 in Region 5 computer rankings at a 5-0 record with wins over South Range, Boardman, Rocky River, Perry, and a 35-21 win over Glen Oak in Week 5. This season, the Blue Streaks have scored 31 points in every single game. The Blue Streaks have 866 rushing yards, 903 passing yards, and a well-balanced offense that's led by Alex Quire and running back Davis Matson. Lake Blue Streaks Northwest Indians are set to take the field. 7 p.m. kickoff here on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Mike Dixon with Ryan Rowland. We'll see you at kickoff.
Thank you, Mike. And now we're going to head over to Robert Fife Stadium and hear the preview for the Perry Panthers and the Jackson Polar Bears.
It's Week 6 of high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, and we are at Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson for the 69th meeting between Federal League rivals, the Perry Panthers and the Jackson Polar Bears. The Panthers got off to a hot start, going 3-0 to start the season, but have dropped their last two games, a 31-15 loss to Lake and a 28-18 loss to McKinley. For the Panthers, senior running back Caleb Hunley is back from a collarbone injury in a deep Perry backfield that already includes Connor Shepard and Jonathan Lemon. Shepard and Lemon combined for 967 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground this year so far. Let's not forget about defensive backs and wide receivers Jaden Wilson and Nazir Foster, who each have a pick six on the season and are explosive on the offensive side of the ball. Jackson comes in tonight 3-2 on the season as well, having won their last two games, including a big 33-6 victory over Mayfield and a tight 38-35 win over Green. The Polar Bears are led by senior quarterback Lucas Eckerman, but keep an eye out for senior Corey Jacobs, who has piled up 477 yards and 6 touchdowns on 66 carries the last 3 games since getting moved to running back for the injured Chase Maurer. Jackson senior Max Cowles is Eckerman's most dangerous target in the passing game with 17 catches and 370 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year. Tonight's game could be a high-scoring matchup, so strap in and be ready for the action right here on Q92radiosports.com. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, with the call. Kickoff, 7 o'clock on Q92radiosports.com and the Q92 YouTube channel. From Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. That should be a good one over there at Robert Fife Stadium. We're going to step away for another commercial break as the senior football players are currently being walked across the field with their family members, which is always a special moment and a special night for those young men and women. And you're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and a cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
At Bank of Magnolia, we have a lot more than money invested in this community. We've invested our time, our interest, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for 125 years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for financial advice for the best rates, look to us at 3221 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Canton. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
This is High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here in Canton South as the pregame festivities continue inside Breck Bueller Stadium. And we got 2 more game previews to get to that's being called on the Q92 Radio Sports Network here tonight. And we're going to head out to Hoover Glen Oak in this big Federal League matchup.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm Ryan Bevere at Bob Cummings Field, where Federal League football rolls on Q92. The Glen Oak Golden Eagles are searching for their first Federal League win, and they're going to have a daunting task tonight to get that done against undefeated 5-0 in Powerhouse Hoover. The Vikings look to add to their resume as well tonight before finishing off the regular season in the Federal League. But the first half of the season was nothing but pure dominance, picking up convincing wins against Louisville and Greene in their last 2 weeks. As the Eagles showed last week in their efforts against Lake, they could play with the big boys in the Federal League. It should be a good one tonight, and you could join me and my broadcast partner, Derek Dimmitt, for the call. From Glen Oak, I'm Ryan Bevere with Q92 Sports.
Thank you, Ryan. And last but not least, the other big Federal League matchup tonight, a battle of Bulldogs, Greene and McKinley.
The 1-4 Greene Bulldogs visit the 4-1 Canton McKinley Bulldogs. Despite the record Greene has played with all of its opponents, their losses are all by 1-score margins, including a 7-point defeat to defending Division IV state champion Indian Valley, and the last 2 weeks to Hoover and Jackson. The last 2 games have seen the Bulldogs fall behind before a second-half comeback brought them to the brink of victory. Quarterback Tyson Hunka was 12 of 15 for 243 yards and 4 TDs in last week's 38-35 loss. He also ran for 78 yards. Hunka has compiled 812 yards and 7 TDs passing and leads the team in rushing with 354 yards. Running back Evan Reed had 180 combined yards and scored 4 times last week, with 3 coming through the air. He's rounded into form after dealing with a hamstring injury since the preseason. McKinley had an easier time last week, jumping out to a 14-0 lead and beating Perry 28-18. Sophomore running back Kylan West piled up 192 yards on 13 carries, including scoring runs of 54 and 89 yards. Trent Hayden threw for 170 yards in a score, while DJ Britt had 96 yards on 10 catches. The Bulldogs ended with 302 yards rushing. While the offense has contributed, the defense has been the stalwart for McKinley. The Pups are limiting opposing offenses to 185 yards a game. They've given up a total of 30 points in the last 3 weeks. Junior linebacker Antonio Stevens has team highs of 45 tackles and 9 tackles for loss. Senior cornerback Chris Crook has 3 interceptions. McKinley has never lost to Green, going 9-0 in Federal League play and 10-0 overall. The Bulldogs to the north will attempt to turn their season around when they visit Hall of Fame Stadium. Join Brian Beatty and me for all the action. For the Q92 Sports Network, I'm Clint Scroggs.
Thank you, Clint. And we're going to step away, hopefully, for only one more commercial break. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
At the Gables of Canton, we know peace of mind matters for you and your loved one. Our 74-bed assisted living and memory care community features 24-hour nursing, a 1-story floor plan, pet-friendly rooms, and restaurant-style dining. Located in Canton with strong ties to the community. We're more than a facility, we're family. Visit us at 3660 Green Tree Avenue Southwest or call 330-484-5888. The Gables of Canton, where people matter most. Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium as the homecoming festivities continue, as they've made their way through the football players and through the band members and on to the cheerleaders, which they are currently on right now. I had a chance down on the field level pregame to spend a moment with both head coaches, and I got a chance to chat with them coming into tonight's game. And we're going to start with the away team, the Orrville Red Riders, and head coach Brent Biesenken.
This is Jay Wilhelm with Q92 Sports. I'm here with Orrville head coach Biesenken. Coach, how's the overall health of the team coming into tonight?
Pretty good. You know, you're approaching week 6, so you have the normal bumps and bruises, but overall we've held together okay.
You guys have had a great start to the season. I believe you're 4-1, 2-0 in conference play. Give me one thing on offense, one thing on defense that you need your team to do tonight to get to that next win.
I always start with taking care of the football on offense. I think that's very important. You know, a close second behind that be coming off the football. You want to try to establish something on the line of scrimmage. But then on the defensive side of the ball, it's tackle. I mean, it's the name of the game, blocking, tackling, what it takes, I think. And so that's most important.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you for the time. I really appreciate it. Good luck tonight. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
and appreciate Coach Brent there with the Orrville Red Riders, his first season at the helm for them, as they are off to a good start to this season. Now we're going to move over to the Canton South side of things, where I got to spend a moment with head coach Matt Dennison.
This is Jay Wilhelm with Q92 Sports. I'm here with Canton South head coach Matt Dennison. Coach, overall health of the team coming into tonight?
Well, we're as good as we've been. That's for sure. Brayton Carpenter's still out with a broken hand. He should be back next week. But Brody Beagle got back last week. Braylon Conley is back this week, which, when your tailback's out for an extended period, it hurts you a little bit, affects you a little bit, but he's back tonight too. So, we're pretty much back to full strength, minus a couple of things, but it's, and we got a little bit of depth, which the last 2 weeks that's hurt us, as we've had to play without some key elements and lacked a little bit of depth that really hurt us later in the game.
Sure. This Orrville team's pretty good ball club. That depth will help you here tonight. Give me one thing on offense and one thing on defense that you guys have to do to get back into the win column.
Well, we got to stop the run. I mean, that's first and foremost. They run it 65% of the time, and they got good running backs that run the ball downhill and hard. So we're going to have to make sure, we run good fits and control the ball up front. And then offensively, we're moving the ball. We just got to get the ball in the end zone and the red zone. That's been our Achilles heel so far this year. We've played a murderer's row as far as schedule wise, and we think we could be 4-1 as well as much as we are 1-4. We let the East game get away. At the Manchester game, we're driving very shorthanded with a lot of injuries. We're driving to take the lead to start the fourth, and we have the ball driving to take the lead to start the fourth last week. So, we've got to finish the deal, and a lot of that has been red zone trips coming up empty, and we've got to just be a lot better there.
Absolutely, Coach. Always thank you for the time. Good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Always enjoy my time and appreciate the moments with head coach Matt Dennison of the Canton South Wildcats. We had a chance to speak off air before and after that short interview. Such a great guy, cares about his kids, cares about the program. Had a few other offers before he chose Canton South over the others, but always appreciate the time and the hospitality from the Canton South staff here every time Q92 comes into Breck Buehler Stadium. They're one of the best at being hosts for us. They always leave out a nice spread, which is an added perk to some of the stadiums that we go into. We're going to step away one more time. The homecoming festivities kind of stretches out the pregame a little longer than a normal pregame start. When we come back, I'll have my final thoughts as we head into kickoff. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkowitz and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group. on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium, and we are about ready for kickoff. Both teams are out on the field ready to go. And it looks like the Wildcats of Canton South will receive the opening kickoff as Orrville won the toss and deferred to the second half. Orrville is in their all-white uniforms with the red and black trim, black helmets. Canton South in their deep gray jerseys with the red lettering, white pants with the red trim, and the red helmets. The Red Riders will be kicking left to right, which means the Wildcats will be going right to left. The ball is teed up. Week 6 is about ready to rock here at Breck Bueller Stadium as the Canton South Wildcats look to get back on track here tonight against a very, very good Orrville football team. Ball is line drived right up the left side. It's going to be fielded at the 16, out to the 28-yard line. And the Wildcats will start 1st and 10 from their own 27, they're going to say. And let's see who they're going to start here at quarterback here tonight. They've usually done one of two. It looks like we're going to see Nolan Bonner, as he is the 6-foot, 230-pound junior quarterback. He's got a cannon for an arm. Still working on the mechanics. Still working on completion percentage, but he's got all the attributes you can't teach. Size and a big arm, and he's going to start out in the shotgun with a receiver to each side out wide. He puts a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off up the left side. Goes the running back out to the 30 to about the 32-yard line. And that looks like it was Braylon Conley, 5'10", 195-pound junior running back for the Canton South Wildcats. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 4 from their own 33-yard line after a nice 6-yard gain. Bonner back in the shotgun. This time he puts both receivers up top to the right. Takes the snap, hands it off again to Braylon Conley, who goes up the left side, maybe gets another yard. That's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats on their first offensive possession of the ball game. Again, they are 1-4, 0-2 in conference play. They're going to say no gain for Braylon Conley, so it'll be 3rd and 4 for Nolan Bonner and company, and this time they're going to go 4 wide, and they're going to put 2 on each side. He's got Braylon on his right hip in the backfield with him. Bonner drops back to pass, fires it to the left side, complete to his man at the 39-yard line, and that's going to be just enough for a Wildcat first down. Orrville, on the other hand, they are 4-1, 2-0 in conference play. It's going to be 1st and 10, Canton South from their own 39-yard line. Nolan Bonner in the shotgun, 3 receivers, 2 to his left, 1 up top to the right. And he's going to keep feeding the running back as he bounces it out to the left side as there was nothing up the middle, gets across the 45-yard line out to the 47. Another nice 8-yard gain by Braylon Conley, bringing up 2nd and 2 for Canton South. Both of these teams very run-heavy, as they both have very, very good running backs. And we are already under 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter, no score. 2nd and 2 for Canton South from their own 47-yard line. This time they're going to go 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Bonner fakes the handoff. He's going to go up top the left side. Got his man's got a step and just off of the fingertips of Torres Conley. Incomplete 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 2, sorry. As it was just a fingertip length away, as Conley had a step or two on his defender. And if Bonner could have put that on the mark, that would have easily been 6 for Canton South. But now they got another 3rd and short here with 9:37 to go here in the first quarter. Bonner in the shotgun, puts both receivers up top to the right. Takes the snap, hands it off, straight up the middle. Easy first down for Braylon Conley as he gets across the 50 into Orrville territory to the Orrville 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Canton South coming out with a nice opening drive thus far. Again, Bonner's got the arm. It's just the accuracy he's trying to get down and the timing with his receivers when he goes deep. Puts a beautiful spiral on the football, but he's in the shotgun again, and he's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to roll right, fires it to the right sideline, complete to his intended target, inside the Orrville 30, 1st and 10, as the Wildcats keep the train a-moving. 1st and 10 now for Canton South from the Orrville 26-yard line. He hit him in stride there, which shows that he is growing week after week under center as he's a junior and he's got a whole senior year left. And they'd love to see him put it all together to start that out. Bonner back in the shotgun. 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes the handoff, fires it to the right side. Complete and a 2-yard gain for the receiver as one of the linebackers jumped that route and was probably less than an inch away from taking that. And if he would have jumped that route and caught it, he'd have been gone for a pick 6. But instead, it's a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats from the Red Rider, 24-yard line. Bonner back in the shotgun, puts both receivers down here to the left. Takes the snap, hands it off. Up the right side goes Braylon Conley for another 2-yard gain. Down to the Orrville 20-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Another 3rd and short, 3rd and medium type play here for the Wildcats as they're running out of the huddle. And Bonner in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, and he's got Braylon Conley on his right hip. Puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, fumbles the snap, and he's got to pick it up and run. He fumbled it again towards the left sideline, and I believe it made its way out of bounds. So it'll stay. Let's see what they say here. It looks like it'll stay with Canton South as the fumble rolled out of bounds. Bonner took the snap, went to fake the handoff, but dropped it, then kicked it, then picked it up and dropped it again as it was rolling towards the far sideline. And that's going to bring up 4th and 5 as he lost a yard, but at least the Wildcats retained possession. And we're going to see a field goal attempt here by Canton South as their kicker. He's got a leg on him. I believe it's Landon White, who's a senior, 5'10", 145 pounds. He can put some distance on that football, and he's going to need it here as this is from about 33 yards out. Fourth and 7. They're lined up. There's the snap, the hold. It's up. Plenty of leg, and it is good. Big field goal there by the Canton South Wildcats senior. I believe that was a 35-yard field goal, and he had plenty of leg there, and that gives Canton South the early lead after a nice opening drive. 3-0. Over Orrville. And now we'll get to see the Red Riders for the first time on offense here tonight with 7:43 to go here in the first quarter. And Canton South leading 3-0. And as I mentioned, this is my first time covering Orrville in any way. I think I've covered them a few times in basketball in some way, somewhere along the way. But this is my first look at their football team. Got some scores rolling in here. West Branch takes an early lead on Minerva, 7-0, as they are also still in the first quarter, and we'll update you on the scores throughout the night as they come across our desk. Canton South has the ball teed up, and they're ready to kick it to Orrville, and they line drive it up the left side. It's going to be fielded at the 24-yard line, out to the 30, to the 33, and he's going to be swamped over. And that's where the Red Riders will take their first drive on the offensive side of the ball. They will be 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. And we're going to see Cameron Kraft at quarterback for the Red Riders, 6'3", 160-pound senior QB. He's going to come out with 3 wide in the shotgun, and he's going to hand it off to his back, who goes straight up the middle, bowls it out to the 45-yard line. As I mentioned, they got a good one at running back. And that's going to be an easy first down for the Red Riders on a 1st and 10 run out to their own 45-yard line. Parker Hostetler, he was the 5'10", 200-pound junior running back for the Red Riders. And this time they're going to fire it off to the left side out of the shotgun into Canton South territory, down inside the 40-yard line to Braylon McDuffie. And he's the tall one that they go to when they need to go over the top. He's 6'5", 180-pound senior wideout. I believe he also plays for the Red Riders basketball team. So Cameron Kraft with his first completion of the ball game. It's another first down to the South 40-yard line, and they're back in the shotgun with Hostetler on the right hip of Kraft. They're going to hand it off to Hostetler, who goes straight up the middle, and he gets a tough 4 yards as he's down to the 36-yard line of the Wildcats. That's going to bring up 2nd and 6 as we are under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Three to nothing Wildcats, but the Red Riders are marching. Kraft in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 up top to his left. He's going to hand it off to Hostetler. Goes up the left side, breaks free. Another first down inside the 30. As, man, he is an absolute load to bring down. It takes at least 4 guys. Another first down for the Red Riders. As that's going to be marked at the Canton South 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Orrville. As I mentioned, both of these teams, heavy run teams, about 60 to 68% of the time. Kraft in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Parker again. And this time it takes a whole gang of Wildcats to stop him after we'll see if they give him a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 9 down to the 26-yard line. As you're definitely going to have to load the box against Parker Hostetler. And then that's when they usually go up top to Braylon McDuffie and use that size on the outside. Cameron Kraft back in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 up top to his left. Takes the snap and drops back to pass. He's looking right. Now he's rolling right, looking downfield. Gets out of the hands of a defender. Coming back the other way, and now he's going to fire it off to the left side. Complete down to the 11-yard line. What a great job by Cameron Kraft, just scrambling around. One of the big defenders of the Canton South Wildcats had his paws on Kraft, but Cameron broke away and reversed field to the left side and threw it up in the air, and his receiver came down with it. And they are now inside the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. It's going to be 1st and goal, Orrville from the Canton South 5-yard line. This time they're going to put Kraft under center. They're going to have 2 backs, and it looks like we are going to have offsides on the defense, and that's going to be half a distance to the goal. And it'll remain 1st and goal for the Orrville Red Riders. They put Cameron Kraft under center and had 2 backs in the backfield, split backs. One of them was Parker Hostetler. The other was Travis Pumneo. Both bruisers. Pumneo's a little bit more of the shifty guy that can run past you. And they're going to hand it off to Hostetler, who goes up the middle. They're pushing that pile, and it's going to get down to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal for Orrville. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Canton South leads 3-0. Same formation with Kraft under center. And again to Hostetler, up across the goal line and in for the touchdown. Orrville punches it in to get on the board with an extra point still to come. Hostetler runs it in from 1 yard out. It's now 6-3, and as I mentioned, an extra point still to come for the Red Riders. They got it lined up. 4:05 to go here in the first quarter. There's the snap, and it's blocked. Great block by the Wildcats to keep it a field goal away, as it'll stay 6-3, but Orrville takes the lead. And now we'll see the Canton South Wildcat offense come back out onto the field. Both teams with nice, long opening drives on offense. Predominantly the run game, sprinkling in a few passing plays to keep the defense honest and on their heels. And we will see if Canton South can keep it up and keep this game close. As you can tell, I'm solo again here tonight. My broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, has something more important going on tonight. The all-important family. He's got a camping trip with his son. So I hope they're having a great time out there by the campfire. He'll be back with me next week for week 7. The ball's teed up, and a line drive squibber right down the middle. And it's bouncing around, and here comes Orrville. Both teams diving on it. Let's see who has it. And the Wildcats come up with it, as that was a close call as it bounced off the chest of the upback. But they are going to start with great field position, as they'll be 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Looks like both teams so far on their kickoffs have just hit either squibbers up the middle or line drives medium short. And that's actually more surprising for Canton South, considering they got a kicker with a bigger leg. And now at quarterback, we're going to see Brody Beagle. He is a 5'8", 175-pound junior quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff and hold it himself. Goes up the left side and gains 2 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 from their own 41-yard line. And it looks like West Branch is bringing Minerva back down to earth, as they are up 21-0. Glen Oak leading Hoover with 1:18 left in the first quarter, 7-0. and Alliance and Salem are knotted at 7 apiece. That Glen Oak Hoover game's got me shocked so far, although I believe John Collins is out after last week's ankle injury against Louisville. But 2nd and 8 here for the Wildcats. Beagle takes the shotgun, hands it off to his running back, who goes up the left side out to the 45-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. They're going to say he got out to the 46-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. Brody Beagle, a little different. He's significantly smaller than Nolan Bonner. But he's the guy that you have to respect his running ability as well, as he does a lot of that RPO. Beagle takes the snap, he holds the handoff, and he gets drilled after a 1-yard gain. So that's going to bring up 4th and 2 as the Red Riders hold him to a 4th and short. And we'll see what Dennison wants to do here. He's got Beagle at the sideline with him, and it looks like they're going to keep that offense on the field for a 4th and 2 from their own 47-yard line. Big 4th down here for both teams. They're putting Brody Beagle under center. And he's going to run it straight forward himself. Breaks 1 tackle. Slung down inside Orrville territory. 1st down, Wildcats. As he flipped the field and got across the 50 from his 47 to the Red Rider 47. Did a great job of churning his leg and spinning off of the first tackler to just get past that 1st down marker. And they are now inside Orrville territory. As Beagle's going to go back into the shotgun. 2 receivers up top to his right, 1 down to his left. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the blitz. And they grabbed him by the face mask in the backfield. He's tackled. But the refs saw it immediately, as did I. And that's going to give the Wildcats an automatic 1st down. Move them deeper into Orrville territory. Didn't do it on purpose. Wasn't malicious, but he was trying to wrap his arms around the shifty Beagle and just kind of caught some face mask. 1:23 to go here in the first quarter. Orrville leads Canton South 6-3. Canton South marching again as they are down to the Orrville 34-yard line. And Beagle's going to be back in the shotgun. 2 receivers up top to the right, 1 down here to the left. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires it to the right side, in and out of the hands of his intended target, Torres Conley, who had to jump to get his hands on it, so just a little bit too high. 2nd and 10. $1:12 to go here in the first quarter. Brody Beagle back in the shotgun. He's got Braylon on his left hip. He fakes the handoff to Braylon. Takes off up the middle. He's got space. Inside the 20. Breaks another tackle inside the 10. Down to the 8-yard line. And it'll be a 1st and goal for the Canton South Wildcats, as they have now entered the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed with RG Drag. That is the difference between a Nolan Bonner, who can take the top off of the defense, and a Brody Beagle, who can do just a little bit of everything and keep you on your toes, because he can take off with it just like that. Now Beagle in the shotgun, puts both receivers up top to the right. Going to go ahead and hand it off to Braylon Conley up the left side, and he's down to about the 5. He's still leaning down to the 4-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal, as we are under 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And we'll see if they even run another play, as they don't have to if they don't want to. 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Wildcats. Beagle in the shotgun. 3 receivers up top to the right. Takes the handoff himself up the middle for a Wildcat touchdown. Brody Beagle taking control of this offense. Runs it in for 6. And the extra point still to come as the Wildcats retake the lead with 4.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Extra point still to come for Canton South. There's the snap. The hold is dropped. They're going to have to pick up and improvise. Looking downfield, fires it over the middle, tipped around, and intercepted inside the end zone. So the extra point was fumbled, which turned into a 2-point conversion try, which was intercepted, and it'll stay 9-6, but the Wildcats retake the lead. And we got 4.8 seconds left here in the first quarter as both teams have found the end zone so far tonight. And it's been on the ground both times inside the RG Drag red zone. 4:05 left in the first quarter. The Perry Panthers are on top of the Jackson Polar Bears 7-0 at Robert Fife. We are 9-6 here with Canton South leading Orrville. And we'll get a kickoff back to the Red Riders. And that, I imagine, would wrap up the first quarter, barring something weird. Thank you guys for spending your Friday night with us here on the Q92 Sports Network. Another absolutely perfect weather night of football. Had a few much needed days and nights of rain. And now the beautiful sunshine was back out to greet us again this morning after the fog wore off. And it looks like that kind of weather is going to stick around for at least another week to 10 days, according to the forecast. Ball's teed up and a squibber down the left side, and it's going to be fielded at the 45, or no, the 35, and then brought up to the 41-yard line. And that's where the Orrville Red Riders will start their drive at the start of the second quarter, as that is the end of the first, with the Wildcats leading 9-6. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium as the Canton South Wildcats lead the Orrville Red Riders 9-6 to start the second quarter. And now Orrville going to be going right to left as they flip the field. Kraft no, it's not Kraft in there. They got Mark Lorson in at quarterback, and he fires it to the right side, complete to his receiver, who runs it up the right sideline across the 50 to the 48-yard line, and a first down for the Red Riders. So Mark Lorson, 6'4", 180-pound sophomore QB. I don't know if something happened to Cameron Kraft. I didn't see anything, but nonetheless, comes the sophomore. And he's in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 49, and they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Hostetler, who goes up the left side but gets nowhere. Actually, he loses a yard back to the 50. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Red Riders. Lorson's the type that runs to the sideline, gets the play from his coaches, and then runs it back out to the huddle, gives the instructions to the offense, and then they break huddle. And Lorson in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 up top to his right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, looking downfield, fires it over the middle, got his man at the 39-yard line, complete and close to another first down. They're going to be about a yard short, as that was Case McDaniel, the junior wide out for the Red Riders, 6'1", 165, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 from the Canton South 40. And under center goes the quarterback this time, and he's going to hand it off to the back, who gets up, and he doesn't get there. It's a fumble in the backfield, and it's going to be recovered by Orrville, but all the way back to the Canton South 46. So it went from being a 4th and 1 because they did not get the first down to now a 4th and 6. And let's see what Orrville decides to do. And now they're going to bring the sophomore off the field, and they're going to go for it on 4th down, and they're going to bring in the senior Cameron Kraft back at quarterback. 4th and 6 from the Canton South 46. Shotgun formation, all receivers to the left side. Kraft takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires it to the left side, got his man wide open at the 31. And that's where he'll be tackled immediately, but easily a first down, as Braylon McDuffie was the target. And the first down for the Orrville Red Riders, down to the Canton South 30-yard line, as Orrville is marching deep in Canton South territory again. And again, here comes Mark Lorson, sophomore quarterback, as it looks like they're going to flip him on and off between him and Cameron Kraft. Shotgun formation for Lorson. 2 receivers to the left, 1 up top to the right. Takes the snap, hands it off to Hostetler, goes up the right side's got room, breaks 1 tackle, 5-10, touchdown, Orrville. 30-yard touchdown run by Parker Hostetler. His 2nd of the ball game. And they got an extra point attempt coming as they retake the lead 12-9. 9:03 to go until halftime. Parker Hostetler up the right side, breaks 1 arm tackle to pay dirt. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, plenty of leg, and it is good as we got ourselves an extra point. And it is now 13-9, Orrville on top of Canton South. I'd like to thank our sponsors, as without them, we would not be able to bring you these 7 broadcasts each and every Friday night during high school football season. 9:03 to go here in the first half at Breck Bueller Stadium, as these teams are trading blows. And right now, the Orrville Red Riders lead the Canton South Wildcats 13-9. And we've seen a little bit of Nick Bonner. And we've seen a little bit of Brody Beagle at quarterback for Canton South. And we've seen a little bit of Cameron Kraft. And we've seen a little bit of Mark Lorson at quarterback for Orrville. So both teams doing a little bit of shuffling with their QBs. Although I have a feeling that Canton South's probably going to ride with Brody Beagle a lot more than Orrville, who's doing more of a, run one in, run one out every 3 to 4 plays, and depending upon the down and the yardage. But now Canton South's going left to right, and they're getting ready to receive the ensuing kickoff. And Perry's up on Jackson now, 14-0. Glen Oak and Hoover are now knotted at 7 apiece with 6:51 left in their second quarter. And it's officially the end of the first as West Branch all over Minerva, 21-0. McKinley and Green after one. There's no score. We knew that was going to be a battle of the Bulldogs. The Green Bulldogs, I believe, have lost every game by less than 6 or 6 or less. So they're a better ball club than what their record shows, as they've been on the cusp a whole bunch of times. And here's a little short blooper kick to Canton South, who's coming up the left side to the 20, trying to get the corner, out to the 30, to the 35-yard line, and that's a decent return there for the Canton South Wildcats, as I believe that was Torres Conley on the return for the Wildcats. And they're going to start from their own 31-yard line with 8:56 to go until halftime here at Breckbuehler. Northwest leads Lake 7-0 at Lake. It's a hard place to play. Be a big win for the Indians if they could pull that off. Beagle in the shotgun, takes the snap, fires it to the right side, complete to his man at the line of scrimmage, darts up the field across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and that's going to be a Canton South first down. An immediate snap and throw to the right side for Brody Beagle. Gets them upfield, and they're actually going to move that out to their own 43-yard line. Nice play catching Orrville out of position on a few spots to get up the field. Three receivers up top to the left, one down here to the right for Brody Beagle. He's got a running back on his right hip, takes the snap, hands it off. Up the left side, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And I believe, again, that was Braylon Conley, who also is not an easy gentleman to bring down. And that goes all the way out to the 49-yard line. A nice 6-yard gain on first down. Makes it 2nd and 4, Canton South, as we approach the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. And just like that, the Hoover Vikings up on top, 14-7. West Branch up 28-0 on Minerva in the second quarter. Beagle in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Go ahead and hands it off to Braylon Conley, who goes up the right side, drags a man with him across the 50, into Orrville territory, down to the Orrville 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats. This time they're mixing up the run and the pass on this drive a little bit more than we've seen so far for Canton South. Trying to keep that Orrville Red Rider defense on their heels and guessing. Back to the 4 receiver set. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Beagle in the shotgun. He's got Conley on his left hip, but he drops back to pass. Looking left. Fires it up top. Got his man at the 5. Touchdown, Canton South. Big time pass by Brody Beagle. And that was Torres Conley, I believe, on the reception for the Canton South Wildcats. Extra point still to come for Canton South. As it's up, plenty of leg, and it is good. It is now 16-13, or 15-14. Oh, I was right. The scoreboard's messing up over there. 16-13. As Canton South retakes the lead. Back and forth this game goes. What a beautiful pass by Brody Beagle as he hit his guy in stride for the touchdown, I believe, from about 42 yards out. 16-13. Canton South retakes the lead with 7:12 to go here in the first half. And now it's Orrville's turn. As like I said, they're going back and forth like a boxing match, blow for blow. And here comes the kick. High and short. It's going to bounce at about the 22. It's going to be fielded at the 18. Orrville gets free. Steps out of bounds, or he would have been gone. But the Red Riders will have good starting field position on this drive with 7:05 to go until halftime. It's like they're going to start from their own 34. No surprise as Hoover takes the lead 14-7. That go-ahead touchdown with 4:10 left in the second quarter over there at Bob Cummins Field in Plain Township was by none other than Jack Andes, as he did a 57-yard quarterback keeper. And here we go now with Orrville. Cameron Kraft back at the shotgun. 3 receivers. Drops back the pass, looking right, fires it right into the flat. Got his man, waits for the block, gets out across the 40. Breaks another tackle, he's out to the 50. Turning those legs, it's going to be a first down for Orrville as they did a nice little bubble screen on the right side. And they get out to their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10, as Cameron Kraft is starting this drive at quarterback for the Red Riders. And they're going to stay with him again here as he runs the play out to the huddle, as he does the same thing as Mark Lorson. It's going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 up top to his right. 1st and 10 from the 50. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back, who goes straight up the middle again, as it's Travis Pumneo this time. 11-yard gain down to the Canton South 39, another first down for the Red Riders. Travis Pumneo, senior running back, 5'10", 185 pounds. He's got a little bit more giddy up to his runs, as Hostetler's more of the power back, and Travis is more of the breakaway speed guy, although we've just seen Parker Hostetler on the last drive break away for a 30-yard touchdown run. So both very capable. Kraft in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, dumps it off to the right side, incomplete, as that was meant to be a handoff to Travis Pumneo, but there were 3 Canton South defensive linemen that almost took the handoff away in the middle of the transition. So smart by Cameron Kraft to tuck it and run to the right. Of course, it wasn't a passing play, so no receivers were looking back at the football, and he just had to dump it off to the right side, incomplete. And I don't know what they're talking about. Every person in a striped shirt is now meeting at the 40-yard line for an officials conference. He was outside the pocket, so I don't know what they could be discussing. No flag for offsides, no flag for false start, no flags for holding. I wouldn't imagine. Yeah, they're going to throw the flag. Now they're going to go talk to Coach Dennison down here for Canton South. That's usually what they do when they want to call an intentional grounding. It's definitely on Orrville, as they brought it back 5 yards. Oh, they're going to call an ineligible receiver downfield for the Orrville Red Riders. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 15. 6 minutes to go here until halftime. Canton South leads 16-13, and that's what it was, an ineligible receiver downfield. So here we go. Back in the shotgun. All receivers down here to the left for Cameron Kraft, who drops back to pass. Looking left. Here comes the rush. He's going to have to run away from it. Dumps it off to the left side to his underneath man, and it's complete down to the 37-yard line, as that was Abram Perez, the tight end, one of the tight ends for Orrville, who usually carry about 2 or 3 on staff. Again, Cameron Kraft flirting with disaster again, as it's going to be 2nd and 8. Is that ineligible man downfield from the previous down? Kept it first down, but with the 5-yard penalty. So now they got it down to 2nd and 8 as they got past the original line of scrimmage. But Cameron Kraft getting so close to getting snatched up by that one of those defensive linemen for Canton South, but just by the fingernail length gets away each time so far. 2 receivers up top to the right, 1 down here to the left for Orrville and Cameron Kraft. Takes the snap, fakes the hand. Nope, he does hand it off to his running back, who breaks another tackle. It's Travis Pumneo again, who's down to the 29-yard line, as it's going to be very, very close to an Orrville first down, and they're going to say it's going to be 4th and inches. And with those running backs that the Red Riders have, you know they're going for it, as I don't think their field goal kicker has the leg to get it across from the 30. So here comes Cameron Kraft, and you know they're going to bring in the big boys to get that 6 inches. Under center goes Kraft. 2 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off, gets it easily as they handle it off to Parker Hostetler. Down to the Canton South 26-yard line, 1st and 10 Red Riders. Four minutes to go until halftime. Orrville, a chance here to get the 2-for-1 as they get the ball first in the second half. Kraft in the shotgun, 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. He's got Hostetler in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff. Rolls right, looking downfield. Rolls right. Fires it to the right side of the end zone. Tipped at the very last second by a Canton South defender coming from the middle of the field. Great recovery by one of the safeties. It's going to be 2nd and 10 with 3:31 to go. The McKinley Bulldogs on the board with 5:35 to go in the second quarter. Up in green, they lead 7-0. And Jackson's finally on the board with a field goal as they trail Perry 14-7. 5:19 left in the second quarter there as well. 2nd and 10 for Orrville from the Canton South 26-yard line. Kraft takes the snap, hands it off to the running back, Hostetler, who goes up the left side, breaks 2 tackles, down inside the 20, fights his way down inside the 15 to the 13 to the 12. 1st and 10 again for the Red Riders, as they are now inside the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. 3:20 to go here in the first half at Breck Bueller Stadium. These teams are trading punches, as right now Orrville is loading up to get their next shot at the Wildcats. 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Kraft in the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. He's got Hostetler on his right hip, and the Wildcats jump off sides. No, they're going to say they were drawn off sides. It's going to be a false start on Orrville, and it's going to knock them back 5 yards. West Branch now putting a hurting on the Minerva Lions in the second quarter, 35-0. And unless Minerva can get into the end zone, their second half down there is going to open with a running clock. Kraft in the shotgun. Takes a snap, drops back the pass, looks right, rolls right, looking downfield, coming back to the left side. Nobody there. He's going to dump it off to his running back who split free and into the end zone for Parker Hostetler. A 17-yard touchdown reception. So Orrville responds. And it's all Hostetler all day. Parker Hostetler for the Orrville Red Riders. That is his third touchdown of the ball game, all before halftime. Extra points still to come for Orrville, as they are now back in the lead against Canton South. Extra points up, plenty of leg, and it is good. It is now 20-16. Orrville on top of the Wildcats, and they are going back and forth. .2:28 to go until halftime. Now Orrville leads Canton South 20-16. And you know that Coach Dennison and the Wildcat crowd would love to see Canton South put together a nice 2-minute drive and get some points on the board to either tie it up or take the lead right back before halftime. Speaking of halftime, coming up, we're going to have a Jeff Mears news break where we'll send it back to the station for a few minutes. We'll go through the scoreboard on the other games that are going on around the area and the Q92 Sports Network. And then we will cover the first half of the game here tonight, and I'll have my thoughts on what it'll take in the second half. Ball's teed up by Orrville, ready to go back to the Wildcats. And that's a little short little pooch kick that's going to be fielded at the 30-yard line. And they're out to the 35. Breaks free to the 40, to the 42. He keeps spinning free out to the 43-yard line. And we got a late flag on the play. And there's a couple of players for Canton South, John with an Orrville player. And we'll see which one they call it on. As again, both of these teams could have easily been flagged for it, but it's going to be Canton South that gets flagged. And Dennison is hot because that knocks him back 15 yards. That knocks them back 15 yards when they need every yard they can get to try to score before halftime. And now instead of starting on their own 43, they're going to start from their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10. And Brody Beagle back in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Rolls left, fires it to the sideline. And it looks like he caught it at the 39. And they're going to go ahead and give him the first down there. That was a great catch. All hands there on the sidelines by Torres Conley. Lake ties it up against Northwest 7-7 after a 77-yard touchdown pass. They're late in the second quarter out there at Blue Streak Stadium. Under 2 minutes to play here until halftime at Canton South. Shotgun formation. Beagle fires it to the right side. Nobody there, as I think one of his guys ran the wrong route. Incomplete, 2nd and 10, but that stops the clock from their own 39-yard line. And Brody Beagle's over on the sideline, getting instruction. From Coach Dennison. So 2nd and 10. 20-16. Orrville on top with 1:47 to go in the second quarter. Beagle in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back the pass, fires it over the middle. Got his man complete inside Orrville territory. 1st and 10, Wildcats. As that was Braylon Terrell, 5'11", 155-pound senior wide receiver, and right to the line of scrimmage for Canton South. No huddle. Here they go in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Beagle rolling left, looking downfield. Running away from the blitz, runs into his own guy. Fights forward for maybe a yard down to the Orrville 40-yard line. And it looks like Canton South's going to use a timeout. And this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. This is high school football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium out of the timeout. And Beagle in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 up top to the left. Takes a snap, drops back the pass, avoids the rush. And now he's going to run left, run right. Breaks 1 tackle inside the 40, inside the 35, still running. And he's going to be drug out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and we'll see where they mark it. 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. And I believe, yep, Coach Dennison calls another timeout for Canton South.
This is head coach Matt Dennison from the Canton South Wildcats. You're listening to high school football on Q92 Sports Network.
1:11 to go here until halftime. Canton South inside the Orrville territory. 3rd and 4 from the Red Riders' 35-yard line. Orrville leads 20-16 as both teams have gone back and forth, back and forth. And out of the timeout come both teams. Canton South trying to get on the board until halftime. They got 1:11 to do it, and I believe they only have 1 timeout remaining. Orrville has all 3. Beagle in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 down here to the right. Takes the snap. He's going to tuck it and run it straight up the middle immediately. Inside the 30. Cuts up and down to about the 19, they're going to say the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, Canton South. West Branch now leads Minerva in the second quarter, 42-0. Right back to the line for the Wildcats. And let's see what they do here. This time it's Orrville using a timeout with 56 seconds to go. We'll go ahead and keep it here, as there's 56.6 seconds to go until halftime, with Orrville leading Canton South 20-16. The Wildcats are on the Orrville 21-yard line, 1st and 10. But back to West Branch. It's still the second quarter, and West Branch leads Minerva 42-0. Alliance on top of Salem right now, 27-14, and Hoover and Glen Oak are at halftime as the Vikings lead the Eagles 14-7. We'll go through the full scoreboard during our halftime show, so stick around for that as we are back out of the timeout with both teams. And Beagle in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back. Here comes the blitz off the left side. He's hammered as he lets it go. Complete to Braylon Connolly out of the backfield. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 51.8 seconds. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 after a nice 6-yard gain. They're going to say 5-yard gain as Canton South is now inside the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed with RG Drag. Beagle back in the shotgun. Fires it off to the right side in the corner of the end zone. High points the football. Touchdown, Wildcats. I think that was Jamarcus Jones. Trying to see the number. Jamarcus Jones on the reception there. Extra point still to come. There's the snap. Ball's down, ball's up, and it is good. It is now 23-20. As Canton South back on top with 46 seconds to go until halftime. It is now 23-20. A back and forth. What a ball game here in the first half by both of these offenses as they are going back and forth. Orrville, 2 timeouts remaining. Canton South with 1. You know Orrville would love to put a couple of big plays to get back on top before halftime. And both kicking teams out there and ready. Line drive right up the middle. As it rolls a little left, it's going to be fielded at the 19-yard line. Out to the 20, to the 30. And he's going to be drilled out of bounds. A couple of flags way back at the 25-yard line. I would imagine that great return is coming back. 39.3 seconds. I'm going to tell you right now, though, the return man took an absolute shot out of bounds on the far sidelines. And it is going to be holding on the return team. So that great return that went all the way out to the 50-yard line is going to come all the way back. And we'll have to see where they're going to mark it. And they're walking it off now, and that's going to go way back. And instead of starting at the 50, Orrville's going to have to start at their own 20-yard line. And again, they're going to bring out Mark Lorson, the sophomore, at quarterback, as he's going to start in the shotgun. He's going to have 1 receiver up top to his right, 2 down here to the left. And they're going to put a man in motion and actually put 3 down here to the left. And he's going to have a running back on his right hip. Lorson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and runs it himself up the middle. Out to the 30. He's got a man to beat. Out to the 50 and lowers his head before he's driven out of bounds. Inside Wildcat territory. First and 10. A sophomore quarterback, 6'4", 180 pounds, and he used every bit of that. And they are now at the Canton South 48-yard line with 31 seconds left, right back to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. They're going to stay with Mark Lorson. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires it to the right side. It's tipped and almost intercepted, but falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. 25.6 seconds to go until halftime. Back in the shotgun for Lorson. Drops back to pass, looking right. Fires it right, complete to his man on the sideline at the 40-yard line, and that's where he'll go down. Third and 2, 18.2 seconds left from the Canton South 40-yard line. So back in the shotgun for Mark Lorson. 4 receivers again. Takes the snap, fires it to the right side, got his man, no gain. Got him right at the 40. And I believe Orrville, they are going to call a timeout, I believe. And that is exactly what's going on. We'll keep it here. 12 seconds to go until halftime. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the Canton South 39.5-yard line. Wildcats lead the Red Riders 23-20 in a back and forth first half here at Breck Bueller Stadium. Perry leads Jackson 14-3. That's at the half. McKinley leads Green 7-3. That's at the half. West Branch all over Minerva 42-0 at halftime. Like I said, we'll go through the whole scoreboard during our halftime show, but we still got a couple of seconds left as Mark Lorson's in the shotgun out of the timeout. 3 receivers to his left, 1 up top to his right. Fakes the handoff, and it's going to be whistled dead before the play gets going. And Canton South calls their final timeout. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarchone Auto Group on Q92.
At Bank of Magnolia, we have a lot more than money invested in this community. We've invested our time, our interest, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for 125 years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for financial advice for the best rates, look to us at 3221 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Canton. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
This is High School Football presented by Sarchone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back out of the timeout. 4th and 2 for Orrville. 12 seconds left till halftime. 23-20. Wildcats lead the Red Riders. Orrville on the Canton South 39.5-yard line. They got a short 2 yards to get there. They got Mark Lorson in the shotgun with Parker Hostetler in the backfield with him. They fake the handoff to him. Lorson keeps it himself, goes up the right side, dives down at the 30-yard line. And that's going to be an easy first down for Orrville. And they are going to use, I believe, their final timeout. And they do. 6.6 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. Just a reminder, the halftime show coming up. We'll send it back to the station for a Jeff Mears news break. We'll go over the scoreboard of all the scores that we have coming across our desk from the Q92 Sports Network. We will go over the first half scores and highlights from the game here tonight, and we'll look ahead to the second half. That's all coming up here in 6.6 seconds. Norson and company back out for the Red Riders, 1st and 10 from the Canton South 30-yard line. 3 receivers down to the left, 1 up top to the right. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Lorson looking downfield, fires it over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by Canton South in the end zone for a touchback. Great job by the Wildcats, and that'll end the first half as they lead Orrville 23-20. We're going to step away. This is high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
At the Gables of Canton, we know peace of mind matters for you and your loved one. Our 74-bed assisted living and memory care community features 24-hour nursing, a 1-story floor plan, pet-friendly rooms, and restaurant-style dining. Located in Canton with strong ties to the community, we're more than a facility, we're family. Visit us at 3660 Green Tree Avenue Southwest or call 330-484-5888. The Gables of Canton, where people matter most.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
We're back here at Breck Bueller Stadium in Canton South as the Wildcats lead the Orrville Red Riders 23-20 at halftime. And we are going to step away for a Jeff Mears news break. You're listening to high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A man has been charged with arson in a fire that damaged a vacant Alliance building. 41-year-old Thomas Jansel of Alliance was also charged with criminal trespassing in the blaze in the 100 block of East Main Street. Firefighters from Alliance and Sebring put out the fire Thursday morning. The building formerly housed pipe organ manufacturer Hill Green Lane and Company, founded in 1898. It closed in 1972. The building has been used by other businesses but has been vacant for decades. 3 years in prison for a Canton woman who stabbed her daughter to death. 49-year-old Terry Niner pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and negligent assault in the July 10th slaying of 32-year-old Ayla Mangan. Investigators say Mangan, who had autism, had the knife first. Niner took it from her daughter during a struggle at a 20th Street Northeast home, during which the younger woman was stabbed. A Stark County grand jury earlier declined to indict Niner on murder and felonious assault charges. She can seek early release after about 1 year. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a man who caused a missing adult alert. Police say 31-year-old Kayla Giltz was taken in a vehicle at knife point from a motel on Sunset Strip Avenue Northwest by 38-year-old Jamie Triplett of Canton, September 17th. The pair were found at the Perry Inn on Lincoln Way East in Perry Township the following morning. Triplett was indicted on charges including aggravated robbery, kidnapping, disrupting public service, and aggravated menacing. The charges include a repeat violent offender specification from 2012. Triplett had been granted early release on those charges in February. A Wellsville man pleads guilty to charges of obstructing justice and tampering with evidence stemming from a murder in the village. 41-year-old Brandon Kessler entered the plea September 19th in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court. Sentencing is scheduled for November 21st. Prosecutors said Kessler lied to police investigating the slaying of 30-year-old Robert Heron of East Liverpool. He was found shot to death behind a garage on 10th Street in September 2024. 34-year-old Gino Wall of Steubenville is on trial for related charges, including aggravated murder. Kessler testified Thursday he threw the alleged murder weapon into the Ohio River at Wellsville. He said Wall told him to get rid of it. The Columbiana County Port Authority officially has a new executive director. Brittany Smith was named to the post Monday by the Board of Directors. She succeeds Penny Trena, who retired April 1st. Smith joined the Port Authority in 2018 as Finance and Grant Coordinator and was promoted to Assistant Director 3 years later. She is a graduate of Salem High School and Mount Union. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
The former president and vice president of Youngstown Professional Firefighters Union Local 312 are suing the city's mayor. The civil lawsuit was filed in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court by John Rocco and Jordan Thomas. Mayor Tito Brown is accused of making racist remarks toward Rocco and Thomas during a September 2024 meeting. The suit also alleges Brown claimed the pair were being racist toward him and telling local media they were the aggressors. Rocco and Thomas denied the claims. The suit seeks damages for emotional pain and suffering, loss of professional standing, and harm to their reputation, as well as punitive damages. A domestic violence charge was filed Thursday night against an Austintown Township trustee candidate. 29-year-old Emily Saccone was arrested after a 911 call reported an altercation at a South Edge Hill Avenue home just before 10 p.m. Saccone is also the wife of Mahoning County Clerk of Courts Michael Saccone. According to WFMJ-TV, police found the man with scratches on his forehead and neck and bleeding from a leg wound. 3 children in the home were placed with relatives. Saccone is scheduled for a hearing in Mahoning County Court Monday afternoon. A man is in custody after leading Youngstown police on a chase through the city early today. Around 12:40, officers spotted a vehicle reported stolen from Lakewood and involved in recent events in Youngstown. The man sped away when they attempted a traffic stop. Police say the pursuit reached speeds of 75 miles per hour and the car ignored stop signs. It ended at a home on East Florida Avenue. The suspect ran inside the house where officers arrested him. Police also found a loaded magazine with 9mm rounds but couldn't find the related gun. A Cleveland area home builder is the subject of an indictment alleging involvement in a nearly $3 million fraud scheme. 51-year-old Jeffrey Crawford of Avon is owner of Cleveland Custom Homes. A Cuyahoga County grand jury charged him with passing bad checks. Crawford is accused of taking money from investors with a promise of profit and failing to repay the funds. The activity began in July 2021. Prosecutors say a Cortland man invested $80,000 with Crawford and was given 5 checks that bounced when deposited. Checks were issued between August and December 2023. Crawford is also charged with grand theft and securing writings by deception for depriving the victim of money by deception between May 2023 and this month. At least 5 other people in Cuyahoga and Lorain counties allegedly were affected by the scheme. The 21-count indictment also includes charges of engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, aggravated theft, telecommunications fraud, and forgery. 6 Ohio projects are receiving $2.1 million in grants from the Appalachian Regional Commission's Investments Supporting Partnerships and Recovery Ecosystems, known as the INSPIRE Initiative. The funds are aimed at improving businesses and preparing individuals for new opportunities in the workforce. Kent State University is getting $100,000 for research and development of a workforce training program in drone operations. It will be for people in recovery in Ashtabula and Trumbull counties. $500,000 is going to Youngstown Area Goodwill Industries. It will be used for a 3-phase approach to providing general job readiness and industry-specific workforce training for individuals in recovery in Columbiana, Mahoning, and Trumbull counties. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, patchy fog, otherwise partly cloudy skies, and a low near 54. A mix of sun and clouds Saturday with a high reaching 78. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 82. From the Q92 newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears.
At Bank of Magnolia, we have a lot more than money invested in this community. We've invested our time, our interest, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for 125 years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for financial advice for the best rates, look to us at 3221 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Canton. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Canton South High School, halftime, as the Wildcats lead the Orrville Red Riders 23-20. And now we're going to take a look around at the scoreboard. The other games on the Q92 Sports Network. And some of them you've already heard as they're at halftime. Perry leads Jackson over at Robert Fife Stadium 14-3. The Canton McKinley Bulldogs lead the Green Bulldogs 7-3. That's also at halftime. West Branch all over Minerva 42-0. And that'll be a running clock when that second half starts. Minerva has had a resurgence since Zach Slates left Perry and came down to coach Minerva. And they've been on the winning side of things. And I think West Branch right now is bringing them back down to earth a little bit. Alliance leads Salem 27-14. Hoover on top of Glen Oak 14-7. One of those with Jack Andy's 57-yard quarterback keeper for the Vikings. Last we heard is that Northwest and Lake are tied 7 apiece after a Lake 77-yard touchdown pass to tie it up against the Indians. And I believe right now that's all I got coming across the desk. So we're going to step away for another commercial break. When we come back, we will have the highlights from the first half of this one where both teams were punching back and forth. And back and forth, you're listening to high school football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Matt Dennison from the Canton South Wildcats. You're listening to High School Football on Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium in Canton South as the Wildcat Band is putting on their halftime show after Orrville did theirs. Senior night here for the Canton South Wildcats, as we saw the festivities pregame. And right now it's halftime where we're sitting 23-20, Canton South on top of the Orrville Red Riders. And what a first half it was. Canton South got the ball first, had a nice long opening drive that ended in a field goal to make it 3-0. And then the Red Riders got it on offense, and they had a nice long drive themselves. But the difference was they punched it in for a touchdown. Cameron Kraft back in the shotgun, two receivers to his right, one up top to his left. Takes the snap and drops back the pass. He's looking right. Now he's rolling right, looking downfield. Gets out of the hands of a defender. Coming back the other way, and now he's going to fire it off to the left side. Complete down to the 11-yard line. And that was not the correct audio. But the first touchdown was a Hostetler 1-yard touchdown run. By Parker Hostetler. The extra point was blocked by Canton South. That made it 6-3. Then it was Canton South's turn as they got it back, down 6-3. Second and goal from the 4 for the Wildcats. Beagle in the shotgun. 3 receivers up top to the right. Takes the handoff himself up the middle for a Wildcat touchdown. Beagle ran it in from 4 yards out. The extra point was fumbled around and then ultimately intercepted. So it turned into a 2-point conversion that was for nothing. So it went 9-6 as Canton South went back on top. And then we moved on to the second quarter, where the Orrville Red Riders got the football back after the ensuing kickoff. 2 receivers to the left, 1 up top to the right. Takes the snap, Hands it off to Hostetler, goes up the right side's got room, breaks one tackle, 5-10, touchdown, Orrville. And that was the correct one. Parker Hostetler, 30-yard touchdown run. The extra point was up and good, and that gave Orrville the lead back, 13-9. They kicked it back to the Canton South Wildcats, and they responded big time. Back to the 4-receiver set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Beagle in the shotgun. He's got Conley on his left hip, but he drops back the pass, looking left, fires it up top. Got his man at the 5. Touchdown, Canton South. That was Torres Conley from 42 yards out. The extra point was up and good, and the Canton South Wildcats retake the lead. They kick it back to the Orrville Red Riders, who, you guessed it, responded. Kraft in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back to pass, looks right, rolls right, looking downfield, coming back to the left side. Nobody there. He's going to dump it off to his running back, who split free and into the end zone for Parker Hostetler. A 17-yard touchdown reception. And their extra point was good. That made it 20-16 with a little over a minute. To go until halftime. And Canton South got the kickoff, and they responded again with a 16-yard touchdown pass from Brody Beagle to Jamarcus Jones from 16 yards out. The extra point was up, and it was good. That made it 23-20. Orrville was driving, was about to score right before half, but the Canton South Wildcats intercepted the football to end the first half at 23-20, where we sit now. And man, oh man, was that an exciting first half, and hopefully we get more of it here in the second half as both teams are back out on the field doing their warm-ups and getting ready for this second half, which has been a back and forth battle. We're going to step away real quick one more time. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media, and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN. When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Canton South, we're about a minute away from the second half kickoff as Canton South leads 23-20, but Orrville will get the football first to start the second half, and they will try to finish what they started when they were trying to punch back after Canton South took the lead. Alliance leads Salem 30-21 at half, and that Northwest Lake tied 7-7 has officially reached halftime as well. So Canton South huddled up, and they're ready to take the field for this second half. And now Orrville heading to the sideline so they can get their kick return team ready. What a ball game we've had so far here tonight. Just back and forth, back and forth. And let's hope that we get to see more of that, as this game has been extremely exciting thus far. And Canton South's kick team's out there ready to rock and roll. Now all they need is the Red Riders to come on out. And they do. So here we go. Orrville will be going left to right to start this second half, which means the Canton South Wildcats are kicking, you guessed it, right to left. Ball's teed up. And it's going to be another short high kick that's going to bounce at the 24-yard line. And it's on the turf. And it's bouncing around. Does Canton South have it? Yes, they do. And they're going to take it inside the RG Drag red zone to start this second half. It bounced around and Canton South came up with it. And they're going to start 1st and 10 from the Orrville 16-yard line. Big mistake by the Orrville kicking team, return team, to open the second half. So here we go. And we're going to see Brody Bonner in the shotgun. It's going to have a receiver up top to the right, one down here to the left. He's got Braylon Conley on his right hip in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to Conley, goes up the left side, threw it into the end zone. Canton South, just like that, made it a 2-possession ball game. Unbelievable start to the second half for Canton South. Extra point still to come. And Canton South's got a player down. Looks like a lineman at about the 12-yard line. So they're going to take an injury timeout. This timeout is brought to you by the Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. And we'll step away.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back out of the timeout, the injury timeout, as it's a lineman. He's walking off under his own power with a little bit of a limp, but now it's time for the extra point for the Wildcats. As the kick is up. And it's good. That makes it 30-20, Canton South. Big opening start to the second half for the Wildcats. So now, Canton South is going to kick it back. To Orrville. But now I believe for the first time tonight for either team, Canton South has a 2-possession game as they are up 30-20 with 11:48 to go here in the third quarter. Just a few seconds have come off the clock since the second half kickoff, which went to Orrville. But my goodness, what a turn of events. And now Canton South's got it teed back up as they're going to kick it back to Orrville for the second time this half. And this is a long bomb by that big leg we talked about. It's going to be fielded at the 1-yard line, out to the 10, and he's going to be drilled at the 16. Great kick coverage by the Wildcats. And now the Orrville Red Riders will start their first offensive drive of the second half, 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. And we'll see which quarterback that they start this half with, as they've been going back and forth between Cameron Kraft and Mark Lorson. And it looks like it will be the senior Cameron Kraft to be the leader of the offense to start this second half, as he's going to start out in the shotgun. Parker Hostetler on his right hip. He's got 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Fakes the handoff, fires it to the left side, got his man up the left side across the 20 to the 24-yard line. About a 9-yard gain. They're going to say out to the 25, so it's going to be a 9-yard gain for the Red Riders. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Orrville has to respond. That's been the norm here tonight so far. Each team responding to the other's blows. 3 receivers to the right, 1 up top to the left. Kraft takes the snap, hands it off to Hostetler, goes right up the middle, bowls over a couple of guys out to the 34-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Red Riders, as they are out to their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10, under 11 to play here in the third quarter. West Branch now leads Minerva 49-0. Kraft back in the shotgun. They're going to put 3 receivers up top to the left this time, 1 down here to the right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Hostetler, fires it to the left side again, right up the left sideline, out across the 45 to the 48. Another Rough Rider first down. Red Riders, sorry. Although the way they play at the line of scrimmage, they are the Rough Riders. It's the 48-yard line. Nope, they're going to say the 47. They moved it back a yard. So 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Back in the shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Hostetler again, up across the 50. He's going to be drugged down by his jersey on the Canton South side of the 50 at the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. It's going to be a 6-yard gain, which makes it 2nd and 4 for the Red Riders. Hoover and Glen Oak are now knotted up at 14 with 1:25 left in the third quarter. Back here, shotgun for Kraft. 4 receivers, 2 to each side, puts a man in motion. Hands it off to the man in motion, comes up the right side, stretches it out to the right sideline, gets the corner, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him out at the 36-yard line of Canton South. It's another Orrville first down. Perry now leads Jackson 16-6 with 5:09 left in the third quarter out there. Northwest up 10-7 on Lake after a field goal in the third quarter. Cameron Kraft back in the shotgun for Orrville. 4 receivers again. Hands it off to Hostetler, goes straight up the middle. Jitterbugs his way past the second line and into the secondary, and he's going to be brought down at the 26. Say 26 or 27. And one of the Orrville players is down, and he's in pain, and all of the Red Riders are motioning for the training staff to come out there, and I can't see a number. And it looks like it could be their star running back, Parker Hostetler. 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Red Riders from the Canton South 27-yard line. The Wildcats lead Orrville 30-20. Orrville muffed the second half kickoff. And Canton South took it right in for a touchdown, and the extra point was good to give them the 2-possession lead. And that is indeed Parker Hostetler, which would be big. Although Orrville does have Travis Pumnio, who is a more than capable back. And Parker up and walking off under his own power, which is good to see. Can't see what was hurt, where it was hurt, or how it was hurt, but he looks just fine. Looks to be flexing that right shoulder. Maybe took a little pop there at the end or landed on it awkwardly. But either way, Travis Pumnio is going to come in his place right now. Cameron Kraft back out at quarterback, 4 receivers. Travis on the left hip of Kraft. 2nd and 1 for the Red Riders. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls left. Kraft fires it left. Got his man at the 20, who's immediately wrapped up, but it's going to be a first down for Orrville. And he was tackled in bounds, and that's going to keep the clock moving as we are now under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter as the chains there are moving. Down to the 21-yard line. Kraft in the shotgun. Same 4 receiver set, puts a man in motion, hands it off to the man in motion, and we got a flag that blows it dead, and they're going to say offsides on the defense. So that'll give Orrville a free 5 yards. As now the Canton McKinley Bulldogs are up 14-3 on green with 3:56 left in the third quarter. 8:36 to go here in the third quarter here at Breckbuehler. Canton South leading 30-20, but Orrville's driving. Kraft in the shotgun. 4 receiver set, puts a man in motion again. They fake the handoff to the motion man and hand it off to Pumnio, goes up the left side, cuts it back inside of the center and down at about the 10-yard line as Orrville is now inside the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed with RG Drag. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for Orrville from the Canton South 11. It's actually going to be 1st and 10. They gave him the yardage. Travis Pumnio back in the backfield with Kraft. Takes a snap. They hand it off to the motion man again, who's the wide receiver inside to the 10-yard line. That's Aiden Shoup. Sophomore wide receiver, 6 foot, 150 pounds. They keep putting him in motion off the top side, and as he comes across in front of the quarterback, they hand it off to him, and he stretches it out to the right side. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 5. And I believe, if I'm seeing it right, that technically Orrville could still get a first down. Shotgun formation for Cameron Kraft. Staying with that 4 receiver set. This time, they go the other direction. They hand it off to Pumnio, who fumbles the handoff, but he picks it right back up. and he gets nothing, maybe even lost a yard. That's going to be 3rd and 4 as we move under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And they lost a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 7. Looks like he lost 2 yards. So Kraft back in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes off the hand, fires it over the middle. Touchdown, Orrville. Easy over the middle. That was the Case McDaniel. Extra point still to come to cut it to just a field goal lead for Orrville, as they still trail Canton South with 6:28 to go here in the third quarter. So the scoring has picked up where they left off in the first half for both teams. Extra point is up, and it sneaks in for good. 30-27. So now it'll be Canton South's turn to respond. $6:28 to go here in the third quarter at Breck Bueller Stadium. Homecoming night for the Canton South Wildcats. And they'd love to get back into that win column. As you heard Coach Dennison say pregame, that they have had a tough stretch of games. They've had to play Manchester on the road. They're no joke. They've had to play Northwest on the road. They're no joke. So they've had to play Akron East. They're no joke. And the ball's teed up, and it's going to be a line drive right down the middle, fielded at the 17. Up the left side go the Wildcats, out to the 40-yard line. Nice little return for Canton South, as that was Braylon Terrell on the return for Canton South. And it's going to be 1st and 10 with 6:22 to go here in the third quarter for the Wildcats, as they are going to look to respond, as the Orrville Red Riders have cut it to just a field goal lead. Louisville leads Central Catholic 14-0. And Canton South's going to hand it off to their running back, Braylon Conley, who goes up the left side for about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from their own 42-yard line. Right now, it's still Brody Beagle, and that's probably who they're going to ride with the rest of the way, as he's had a great game since coming in, both throwing the football and running it himself in some key situations. He's in the shotgun with 3 receivers up top to his right. He hands it off. No, he fakes the handoff to Conley, keeps it himself, and goes up the middle for maybe a 1-yard gain. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 from their own 43-yard line. They're going to say from their own 44. So 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Big 3rd down here for both teams. Canton South looking to stay in the lead and keep the football in their hands, and Orrville looking to get it back and try to snatch the lead back from them. Shotgun formation for Beagle. 4 receivers, drops back to pass, looking right, fires it right. Got his man at the 44-yard line of Orrville as they cross over the 50, and that's a first down, Canton South. Great pass by Brody Beagle, who threw it through a small window of defenders who looked like they were playing zone on that one. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Beagle takes a snap, immediately tucks it and runs to the right. Leaps over one guy down to the 39 to the 38-yard line. Nice first down gain for the Wildcat quarterback. 6 yards on that carry. 2nd and 4 for Canton South, as they are on the Orrville 38-yard line. Four minutes to go here in the third quarter. Beagle in the shotgun, 2 receivers. One up top to the right, one down here to the left. Puts a man in motion. Beagle takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, fires over to the middle. Got a man wide open! 10-5 touchdown, Canton South. And they respond again. Trying to see who that was. I believe that was Dair Jamerson. Can't tell the number from this far away as it's gotten a little dark out. Extra points up, and it's good. Still trying to track this kid to see who the catch was. I want to give him his flowers as he is hype all over the field. And that was, in fact, Dair Jamerson. And Canton South back up by 10, 37-27. Back and forth we go. What a ball game we have here. McKinley now leads Green 21-3 with 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Jackson cutting it close with Perry. They've now trailed just 14-12. Another little squibber kick down. Back to Orrville at the 25. He runs out of bounds at his own 26-yard line. As that was Tyson Woodruff on the return for the Red Riders. So 3:42 to go here in the third quarter. Canton South on top, 37-27. And here come the Orrville Red Riders, and they're going to go back to Matt Lorson. Sophomore quarterback getting great minutes and actually is very impressive for a sophomore. He's going to go out of the shotgun with 4 receivers, 2 to each side, puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff to the man in motion and runs it himself up the right side, and he's going to gain maybe 3 yards before they stand him up and bring up 2nd down and 8 out to the 29-yard line. Alliance leads Salem in the third quarter, 36-28. Clock's moving here at Breck Bueller Stadium now. 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. Orrville with the football, trailing 37-27. Lorson in the shotgun. 3 receivers up top to his left. 1 down here to the right. He drops back to pass. Looks left, fires left. Got his man at the 40. Out to the 45 to the 46-yard line. And that's an Orrville first down. Tell you what, both Lorson and Kraft can spin it. They throw some pretty footballs. Lorson in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, and he's got Parker Hostetler back out there on his right hip. It's good to see that young man back out onto the field. Fakes the handoff. Lorson fumbles it, puts it on the dirt, dives on it, and gets it right back. As he tucked in the fake handoff and ran it straight up the middle. Got popped it, dropped to the turf, but he fell right on top of it to keep the balls in the hands of the Orrville Red Riders. And that's going to be a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 from the 47-yard line of Orrville. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Lorson. Drops back to pass, looking left. Runs it right up the middle and gains another 2 yards before he's brought down on his own 49-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 for Orrville. Say 3rd and 8 for Orrville. Big 3rd down for the Red Riders. Canton South is up by 2 possessions. As we click towards the end of the third quarter, they want to keep up. Lorson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks left, rolls left. And he's going to tuck it and run, and he's got plenty. No, he fires it last second through the hands of his intended target. He probably should have tucked it and ran as there was nobody in front of him for a good 12 yards. And let's see what Orrville decides to do. And it looks for the first time tonight, we're going to see a punt team out there. Maybe. Canton South is putting Torres Conley back deep. He's standing at about his own 10-yard line. And we do have a punter out there for Orrville. First punt of the night, I believe, for either team with 48 seconds left in the third. And he gets it off, and it's a high beauty over the head of Conley, and it bounces at the 5 and into the end zone as they got close to downing it at the 1. Great punt there by Orrville. But Canton South will take over from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 with 38.9 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And they got a chance to make it a 3-possession game. Minerva finally gets on the board, but so does West Branch, as West Branch leads the Lions 56-6. So here comes Brody Beagle and company. Back out in the shotgun, 2 receivers, 1 to each side. And he's got Braylon Conley on his right hip. And he's going to hand it off to him, who goes up the middle and gets maybe 2 yards before he's piled on. He actually gets 4 yards. Nice little drive there. So that's going to be 2nd and 7 as we are under 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And Canton South's not going to run another play. So that's going to be the end of the third quarter as the Canton South Wildcats lead the Orrville Red Riders 37-27. This is high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here to start the fourth quarter at Breck Bueller Stadium with Canton South leading Orrville 37-27. Canton South with the football, 2nd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. Beagle takes the snap, hands it off to Connolly, straight up the middle to about the 27, 28-yard line. And that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3. Big third down for Orrville. For the Orrville defense, that is, to be exact, as they desperately need a stop now if they want to stay in this football game with plenty of time left on the clock. They're going to say 3rd and 2 from the 28. Beagle in the shotgun. He's going to have 2 receivers down here to his right as they are going left to right now. And he's going to hand it off to Conley. Goes up the left side, fights forward, gets the first down, moves the chains for the Canton South Wildcats out to their own 31-yard line. Big push there at the end by Braylon Conley. And that's going to, once the chains are set, that's going to restart the clock as we're going to move under 11 minutes to play in the ball game. North Canton Hoover takes the lead with 3:42 to go in the game. 21-14, another Jack Andes 29-yard touchdown keeper. Right here, Brody Beagle in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to try to take the top off. Got his man at the 40. One man to beat. Down to the 20. 10, 5, touchdown Canton South. "69 yards on the touchdown." Wow. Big time from Brody Beagle and company. Extra point still to come. And I don't know what we're waiting on. Everybody's just kind of wandering around, refs included. I don't see anybody down on the field. Something was called on Canton South, but it doesn't stop the touchdown from being true, and it's not going to stop. I think it was unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that. Extra points up, and it is good. It is now 44-27. Canton South on top. $10:33 left in the game. So now Canton South's going to kick it back to the Orrville Red Riders. And Orrville, if they want a shot at coming back and winning this football game, they have to put points on the board on this drive. Yeah, Canton South's going to have to kick off from their own 25. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the touchdown during the celebration that got called on Canton South. And it was going to be enforced on the kickoff. So Canton South kicking off from deep, their own 25-yard line, which should give Orrville great starting field position because they need it. They have to score something on this drive if they want to stay anywhere near a chance at coming back in this ball game. Big boot from the Canton South leg is going to be fielded at the 20. Out to the 30, up the left side, and he's going to be pushed out at the 35-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Red Riders. 10:28 to go in the ball game. And we'll see which quarterback is coming in this time. And it's going to be Cameron Kraft. He's going to have 3 receivers up top to the right, 1 down here to the left as they're going right to left. He's got Parker Hostetler on his left hip, and he's in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. It's 8 and shoot. Drops back the pass. Fires right over the top. And incomplete as it was over the head of everybody, including the 2 Canton South defenders who were in the area. 2nd and 10. Perry leads Jackson as they put more points on the board, 21-12 with 7:32 left in that ball game. Here comes Cameron Kraft and company. 2nd and 10 from their own 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, hands it off to Hostetler. Up the middle to the 50. Gets past the man to the 40. Down to the 30, still trucking. And he's finally going to be brought down at the Canton South 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Orrville getting big chunk yardage on the ground. And play is whistled dead before the snap as Canton South calls a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by the Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Canton South. Orrville driving to try to stay in this one. We're under 10 minutes to play in the ball game. Kraft in the shotgun takes the snap, hands it off to Hostetler, who gets nothing. 2nd and 10, and that keeps the clock moving as they stayed in bounds. 44-27, Canton South leads Orrville. But the Red Riders are moving the football. Kraft takes the snap out of the shotgun, looks left, fires left. Got his man, sliding catch down at the 12-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for Orrville, as Braylon McDuffie limping off the field after that sliding catch. As Orrville is now inside the RG drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. Kraft, Hostetler in the backfield, 4 receivers out wide, 2 to each side. Puts a man in motion at shoot. Fakes the flip to shoot. Hands it off to Hostetler. Gets off the left side inside the 5. And he's going to be drilled and buried at the 2. And I believe that's going to be another first down, as we got a Canton South player down on the sidelines. As I tell you what, when you tackle Parker Hostetler, you feel it. So it's going to be first and goal for Orrville from the 2-yard line, as they're looking to punch it in to bring this back to a 2-possession football game. Hoover pulling away as they are now up 28-14. And my goodness, Jack Andes has to be in the conversation for County Player of the Year. He had a 29-yard quarterback keeper again. So Cameron Kraft for Orrville breaks the huddle here. First and goal from the 2. Parker gets the handoff and runs it straight into the end zone for the Red Riders. Touchdown. Extra points still to come. That is Parker Hostetler's 4th touchdown of the ball game. 3 on the ground. 1 in the air. Extra point is up. And it looks like he missed it left. No good. So 44-33. And now it's going to be Canton South's turn. $8:17 to go in the ball game. What a back and forth this has been. Jackson refuses to go away as they score, and they now trail Perry 21-19 with 5:19 left in that ball game. Lake has taken the lead, its first lead of the game against Northwest, 13-10 with 5:40 left in that ball game. So we got some good ones all around tonight. And here comes Orrville to kick it back to the Wildcats. And they do it onside. Canton South was ready for it, and they down it at their own 42-yard line. Great job by Torres Conley. Was that Torres Conley? Again, their numbers, their red numbers in that deep gray is hard to see in the dark. Actually, that was Daniel Bonnell. Great job and heads-up play by him. He was ready for it, caught it cleanly, and slid right down at their own 42-yard line. So they got great field position to start this drive with 8:15 to go. Canton South has 2 timeouts. Orrville has all 3. Brody Beagle in the shotgun. A receiver to each side, and he's got Braylon Conley on his left hip in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, hands it off to Conley. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd and 10, Canton South. And before they snap this football, it's going to go under 8 minutes to play in the game. Second and 10 from their own 42 for the Canton South Wildcats. Beagle in the shotgun. 3 receivers down here to the right, and Beagle keeps it himself as he goes up the left side, gets across the 45 to the 46, and a flag gets thrown in late. And we're going to see what the call is here. It's going to be a face mask again on Orrville's defense against Brody Beagle, as he must be his head must change levels a lot, because they go in to wrap him up, and before they know it, they're holding on to face mask, and none of them have looked purposeful or egregious. It's just they're noticeable. And that moves the ball all the way down to the Orrville 38-yard line, 1st and 10, Canton South, and the clock is moving. Alliance now leads Salem 36-28 with 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter out there. And now Beagle's going to be in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Conley. Goes up the middle. Stumbles forward to the 35-yard line. So he gained about 3 yards there, which is going to bring up 2nd and 7, and it's now under 7 minutes to play in the ball game. 44-33, Canton South on top of Orrville. Beagle, 2 receivers to his right, 1 up top to his left. Takes a snap, keeps it himself, goes up the left side, bursts through the line, out across the first down marker, and down to the Orrville 25-yard line. Another Wildcat first down. And the chains are set, and the clock's going to move this under 6 minutes before the snap. They are on the Orrville 25-yard line. At some point, Orrville is going to have to start using those timeouts if they can't stop this Wildcat offense on 2nd and long. But it's 1st and 10 right now. Beagle in the shotgun. Hands it off. Up the middle, goes the back, bursts through, still turning his legs, fights through down to the 5 to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Canton South. What a run. First and goal from the 4. Braylon Conley in the backfield with Brody Beagle. A receiver out wide to each side. Beagle takes the snap. Hands it off up the middle, down to the 3 to the 2, and that's where it's going to stop. And I believe that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 2. Under 5 minutes to play in the ball game. McKinley Bulldogs are in a final as they defeat Green 21-3. And Glen Oaks on the board 28-21 with 26 seconds left. And an onside kick's coming out there at Bob Cummings. But back here at Breck Bueller, we still got work to do. Beagle in the shotgun. Braylon Conley on his left. Takes the snap. Brody's going to run it left. Cuts it back inside. He loses yard as it's back to the 5-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5. And we are going to go under 4 minutes to play in the ball game. $77 total points scored in this ball game tonight. In Canton South, taking their good old time because a running clock is their best friend right now as they are inside the RG drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed. Beagle takes the snap, hands it off to Conley, who dives forward down to the 1-yard line. And it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. And you got to imagine that Canton South is going to go for it because even if they don't get it, Orrville would have to go 99 yards to get a score as they're down 11 with under 3 minutes to play in the ball game, and the clock is still moving. And I would imagine Dennison looks like he's going to let this play clock run all the way down to 0 before he uses his second timeout as he's standing on the sidelines talking to the official. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So 2:35 to go in this one. Canton South leads 44-33 with 4th and 1 from the 1. We're going to keep it right here. It looks like the North Canton Hoover Vikings are going to continue in the win column as they escape Glen Oak 28-21 by recovering the onside kick and then going into victory formation one last time. Great game out there at Bob Cummings Field, and Glen Oak gave Hoover everything that they could handle. I would imagine we're going to start to see some finals come rolling in here in the next few minutes. Don't forget to join us in our quick post-game show as we will cover this very same scoreboard and get some of the scores and the finals across the area and the Q92 Sports Network. And I will have my final thoughts on the game here tonight that has been a back-and-forth offensive onslaught. 4th and goal from the 1. Canton South can put this in. It's over. If they don't, the light still shines for Orrville. Under center, Brody hands it off. Dives forward. Canton South pushing the pile. And he's in for the touchdown. Big time push by that offensive line as Braylon Conley pretty much ices it. Looks like the Massillon Tigers are losing 34-2 in the second half because there's a running clock going on over at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, but not one that you're used to. Extra point here at Canton South is up, and it's good, and it is now 51-33 Canton South. .228 to go in the ball game. Now all Canton South has to do is keep everything in front of them. No big plays, no big chunk yardages. Canton South down to one more timeout. Orrville has all three still. And they're getting ready to kick it back to the Red Riders. This time Canton South gets to kick it from their normal 40-yard line. Here we go. It's teed up. And a little kick to the right sideline. It's going to bounce and die at the 20. It's going to get picked up by the Red Riders, and they're going to make it out to the 30-yard line. And that's where Orrville will start this drive, 1st and 10 with 2:23 to go in the game. And let's see who they bring out under center. I would imagine it's going to be the sophomore. Get him some more reps. And that's who it is. It's Mark Lorson, 6'4", 180. He's looked great in this ball game. And he's got Parker Hostetler on his right hip. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. He's going to drop back to pass. Here comes the blitz. And they're going to sling him to the ground for a quarterback sack. Great job by the defense of Canton South. As that was D'Angelo Spear, 6 foot, 265 lineman, senior. That was a loss of 8. It's going to be 2nd and 18 now from their own 21-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play in the ball game. Lorson drops back to pass. Here comes the pass rush again. He gets it off, fires to the right side, in and out of the hands of the intended target. As Braylon McDuffie was drilled and knocked it loose, and now we got a Wildcat down at the spot where the collision happened. And that's going to bring up a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
This is head coach Matt Dennison from the Canton South Wildcats. You're listening to high school football on Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium as the Canton South Wildcats lead the Orrville Red Riders 51-33 with 1:35 to go here in the ball game. And the defensive back for the Canton South Wildcats is being walked off under his own power, but he is in a lot of pain. And I can't tell if it's his abdomens or if it's his shoulder, the way he's holding his left arm, not real sure. But either way, he's going to come off the field, and that'll probably end the night for him, but he's had a good one, as has this Wildcat team. And it's 3rd and 18 for the Orrville Red Riders as they're in the shotgun. 3 receivers up top to the right, 1 down here to the left. Mark Lorson in the shotgun, and he's got his man Hostetler on his right hip. He drops back the pass. Here comes the pass rush. He's going to have to tuck it and run. Gets out to the 30, to the 35, and then he's going to be drilled from behind. And that's still going to be short of the first down marker, as that's going to bring up 4th down as they go all the way out to the 36-yard line. And I believe it's going to be 4th and 4. And obviously Orrville's going to go for it. We are down to 1 minute to play in the game. Lorson in the shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, then takes it himself up the right side, and he's got a whole bunch of space. Cuts it inside to the 30, down to the 20 to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Orrville, as they have now entered the RG Drag red zone. Learn, earn, and succeed with RG Drag. 42.6 seconds to go. And they are down to the Canton South 18-yard line. And they're going to rush to the line of scrimmage as the clock's moving. Lorson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Hostetler. Jitterbugs his way through the line. Down to the 10. To the 5. Spins. Still churning. But he's going to be drilled down at the 6. And that's going to be another Orrville first down with 16.7 seconds to go. And the minute the ball is spotted, that clock is going to run right back to the line for Orrville. 12 seconds to go. Lorson takes the snap, drops back the pass, fires it over the left side into the dirt, incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 6 for Orrville with 4.9 seconds to go. Canton South's going to win this football game and get back into the win column. Big win against a very good Orrville football team. It's going to move Canton South to 2-4. 1-2 in conference play. Orrville's going to drop to 4-2 and 2-1 in conference play. Lorson fires it to the right side, incomplete, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the ball game as Canton South wins it, and we are at a final here in senior night, 51-33. Before we start our post-game show, we're going to take a commercial break. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium in Canton South as the Wildcats defeat the Orrville Red Riders 51-33 in an offensive battle that was back and forth in the first half and a little bit in the second half before the Wildcats pulled away. Now we're going to look around at the other scores that are coming in. Lake comes back from behind and defeats Northwest 13-10 out there at Blue Streak Stadium. As mentioned before, The Massillon Tigers are losing 34-2. And upon last check, they were getting running clocked in their own stadium. Hoover survives at Glen Oak 28-21 that came down to an onside kick. McKinley defeats Green in the Battle of the Bulldogs 21-3. On last check, Alliance leads Salem 36-28. Perry was leading Jackson 21-19. At the end of the third, Walsh Jesuit was defeating Akron Hoban 14-10. And West Branch was all over Minerva 56-6. And then upon last check, Louisville was on top of Canton Central Catholic 14-0. And I believe that's all the scores. If I get any more before the end of our postgame show, I'll shout them out. But we're going to step away for one more commercial break, and when we come back, we will have our final thoughts and recap on this one. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN. When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here at Breck Bueller Stadium as the Canton South Wildcats get back into the win column, defeating the Orrville Red Riders 51-33. And you heard the highlights at halftime from the first half when Canton South was leading 23-20. Well, the opening half started with some fireworks as Canton South was kicking off to Orrville, and Orrville muffed the kickoff. Canton South recovered it. And then Braylon Connolly ran it in from 16 yards out with an extra point to make it 30-20. Orrville was not done yet as Case got a 7-yard touchdown catch. Extra point was good. That brought them to within a field goal, 30-27. Then Canton South started flexing its offensive muscle, and from 42 yards out, a touchdown from Brody Beagle made it 37-27 after the extra point. Canton South gets the ball back after the defense stopped Orrville, and a 69-yard touchdown pass with an extra point made it 44-27, and that's when Canton South started pulling away. Orrville kept it a little bit close for a second as Hostetler got his fourth touchdown of the ball game from 2 yards out. The extra point was missed. That made it 44-33. And then Canton South put it away for good behind the shoulder pads of Braylon Connolly from 1 yard out on 4th and goal. The extra point was good, and it made it 51-33, and that's where it finishes up. Canton South back in the win column, their first win in the Pac-7 conference, and they needed this one, and they needed it bad, and they got it against a very, very good Orrville football team. As always, thank you guys for spending your Friday night with us here on Q92radiosports.com. Thank you to all of our sponsors, because without them, we would not be able to bring you these broadcasts each and every week. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Check us out on Q92radiosports.com to see where we will be each week for all 7 of these high school football games. I'm Jay Wilhelm. Canton South, back in the win column, defeats Orrville 51-33. Have a good night, everybody.